gears a little bit here to talk about the poster that you're going to be presenting. That's about using psilocybin to treat cannabis dependency. So, talk with me a bit about sort of the genesis of this. How did you first get interested in studying this?
Yeah, so the poster we're doing is from a project that we did in the fall. We wanted to see if microdosing psilocybin can help people who struggle with cannabis dependency. And I know people in the industry are like saying that cannabis does not have any problems, it's 100% safe. But on our side, in helping our patients, we come across a lot of people who have an unhealthy relationship with the plant. And we started offering microdosing as part of our business back in May. And in doing that, we had patients report that they were like inadvertently decreasing their cannabis use alongside alcohol. We see that oftentimes, and that's well researched too. But the decrease in cannabis is not well researched. So we're like, could microdosing help people improve their relationship with the plant and depend on it less? The same way that we see other, other substance addictions. So we kind of put it out there like, let's get a group of 8 people and let's try this out. So that's what we did. We found 8 people who were willing to try this group program that we had put together. And it was a 6-week program where we used microdosing group support. We met every week. We took a group tolerance break together. We provided a ton of education. We even did a mini dose session where people they could consume up to 2 grams of psilocybin during that session. And then we had a group chat as well during that time. And the results were astounding. It was amazing to see.
So you were already using psilocybin microdosing to treat different conditions and sort of just saw the reduction in cannabis as a welcome side effect?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we were seeing like being reported. And then alongside of that, we have people coming to us saying like, I'm using all this cannabis, how can I cut down? So we just wanted to see if this could be an effective tool. Of course, not a cure or anything like that, but a tool for people to use.
Right. And now when you say an unhealthy relationship with cannabis, what does that look like?
In the people who were in the group, it looked like they could not get through the day without sucking on their vape pen multiple times a day. It looked like people could not travel because they feared that they wouldn't have access to their cannabis. It looked like the slightest inconvenience would make them turn to their vape pen. And it was people who were they wanted a different relationship. They didn't want to have to depend on it so much to help them feel normal. And then so there was one person who was showing early signs of CHS. And she had like early morning nausea.
No, CHS, interesting topic. We actually just spoke with Ethan Russo, who did a study on CHS all about that. So yeah, that just seems awful.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of that now. I'm working with some other professionals in the space, and we're doing our own survey also.
Oh, interesting.
This yeah.
Interesting. So what methods of support were available for cannabis overconsumption or cannabis dependency kind of before you explored this? And how does that differ from, or how does that compare to, alcohol or tobacco sort of
right.
well understood dependencies?
There does exist like, marijuana anonymous groups. I haven't been to those, so I don't know a whole lot about them. I assume that they follow like the same 12-step program, maybe that Alcoholics Anonymous does. There are some Facebook groups, but a lot of times it's like a silent, people suffer in silence a lot. And they're afraid to admit that their cannabis use is problematic because they have all these people saying cannabis is this amazing, wonderful medicine and wonderful drug. And like, shame on you for having a problem with it. It's not addictive, which is all completely wrong. So then they're just kind of like suffering in the shadows. So there's not a whole lot of support out there.
Yeah.